What's up, guys? We're back once again to r/malicious compliance. If you're new around here, just know we got a bonus subreddit at the end, and I'll see you in a bit. Won't let me onto your property? Fine, I'll make sure it keeps flooding. I work in an area where 90% of the property is state-owned. We're in the process of finishing up a $7 million construction project. The tenants next door asked if we'd install a drainage inlet, as it floods terribly there because there is a large low spot. I'm talking a foot of water in an area the size of a football field. The inlet would tie into the new drainage system on my site. I tried to gain access to the lot today to do a pre-construction walkthrough and was denied by the security guards. And not only was I denied, they were incredibly rude, basically yelled at me for being there. I have credentials which allow me to go anywhere on the terminal I want, as long as I have a reason. I have been on the property dozens of times. Normally, I show the guards my credentials and they let me in. I reached out to my superiors to find out why I wasn't let in, and to also let them know about the behavior of the guards. Someone I CC'd in the email is in charge of the operation for the whole area. They told me it is private property. So now, because it's not state-owned, we're not installing the inlet. No one on the construction or engineering side knew it was private property. The state cannot pay for work done on private property. Also, we were supposed to install a new gate and replace a fence, both of which will not be happening. If the security guard didn't deny me access, the property owner would have gotten tens of thousands of dollars of free work because no one would have known. Sorry, that's not my driveway. You've been very clear. Hey y'all, long-time lurker, first-time poster. I love all the stories and have been racking my brain trying to remember something I could post here. And I think I finally got one. I'll post a TLDR at the end as well. This will be long because I'm wordy and have no self-control. A few years ago, my ex and I rented a one-bedroom house on a dead-end street in the downtown area of the city I grew up in. We had 3 cats, and I lived close enough to my job that I could walk to work every day. The city had, and has, a poor reputation, particularly with regards to heroin overdose, but none of that affected us. The landlord who owned my home had, for some reason, actually built 2 homes on the same property. Mine, a small 1-bedroom home, sat maybe 6 feet from the street, and my back neighbor's home, a 2-bedroom, was kitty corner behind me. There was a long shared driveway on the left side of my house that ended at her front door. The number for the neighbor's house was 11.5, and mine was 13. From the beginning, we had issues with this neighbor, whom I hereby dub BN for witch neighbor. Her entire life would fit in the r/entitled witch thread. She would frequently invite herself over to our house for dinner or drinks. She would have people come in and going loudly at all hours of the night, and frequently had police at her home to kick out various boyfriends. By the time we moved out of that house, she had had 2 people actually overdose and die in her home, and somehow caused an electrical fire in the house that cost about $35,000 to repair. Keep in mind that this home was maybe 50 feet away from mine, and neither home had particularly thick walls. Mostly we ignored BN. We didn't spend much time with her, we didn't answer the door when she knocked, and we just left her alone. The most we interacted was when I would give her misdelivered mail. We wanted nothing to do with her, and the hurricane of chaos that was her life. Of course, BN didn't like this. She wanted to be in control of everything on the whole street. The driveway that led up to her front door was large enough to fit 4 cars, a fairly big deal in an area with mostly on-street parking. But BN insisted to us when we first moved in that we are not allowed to park in this driveway. The driveway was only for her and her guests/children/boyfriend of the week. She said many times that she would not allow anyone to block her car in at any time. This driveway was directly on the side of my house, My desk was in our converted dining room and was right next to the driveway. Every morning there was a car parked directly next to these windows. And every morning that car started up crazy loud because it was a real piece of crap car at about 6 a.m. right around the time I was sitting down at my desk with coffee. Luckily, I'm a morning person. If I had been asleep during this time, I would have been pissed. I occasionally had friends and family come by and would warn them not to park in the driveway, but a few times they did. My sister was moving at one point and needed to store some things in my basement, but the only entrance was outside on the back of the house. So she pulled up into the driveway and started unloading boxes. BN flew out of her house and flipped out. But my sister has her own anger issues and handled the crazy situation all on her own. BN did this to two of my friends, my brother and my mother on separate occasions. She started to flip out on my grandfather once until she saw my mother come up from the trunk of the car with his wheelchair. BN went back into her own house this time. My ex and I didn't want to deal with her. We had our own problems and certainly didn't want to get involved in hers. Sure, it means we couldn't use the side door of our house that led out onto this driveway, unless we had 2 hours to get stuck talking to her. But we decided to just adapt. We had some lawn on the other side of the house that was brown and overgrown with poison ivy. We cleared it out, filled it with gravel, and made our new parking spot. Voila! Crisis averted. Then came winter, a particularly bad winter. We had feet of snow piled up. My ex had gone out and shoveled out our car and a path from the front door to the car. He was out there every hour clearing off the path and the car and laying down rock salt. My job was waiting until the last possible second to close, so I wasn't sure if I'd be heading to the office or not. My ex kindly made sure the car was available in case I needed it. BN was pissed. We could hear her in the driveway yelling at her boyfriend of the week to shovel. We could hear her saying all kinds of bad crap about us. And we could hear when she broke her shovel, threw it into the yard, and stormed back into the house. Later that day, a plowing company came. 2 guys dug out the cars, let BN move them, and plowed their driveway. They even did the front steps. They were gone in less than an hour. Then the landlord showed up. The landlord never showed up at a property unless there was a big deal. My ex and I were both in the kitchen at the time, which was also adjacent to the driveway, and could hear BN's loud conversation about how expensive the plowing company was and how much snow there was in the driveway. It was still snowing. The landlord knocked on our side door. I opened it with a big smile. "Hi, landlord." "Hi, BN. How are you?" BN shoves paper at me. It's the invoice from the plowing company. "So I'm sure you noticed that we had to have the driveway professionally plowed. I talked to the landlord, and you have to pay half this bill." Me: "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." BN: "It's expensive, and the landlord says we can take part of it out of next month's rent." Me: "That's nice, but I'm not paying for that." BN: "You have to." Me: "Actually, I don't. I didn't know you were getting the plow guy, and I don't use the driveway." Landlord: "If service is performed on shared parts of the property, you should split the cost." BN: "See, you have to." My eyes narrow as I turn back to look at her. Me: "You've made it very clear that it's not my driveway. I am not allowed to park in it. I had to make my own parking space. You can pay for your own driveway." BN was speechless. She had really thought I would have just done what she wanted. Landlord: "You made your own parking space?" Me: "Yes. I've been told since I moved in that I'm not allowed to park in the driveway. And I'm not allowed to block her car at any time. She yelled at everyone who has come here to visit me that parked in the driveway, even if they're just stopping by for a few minutes." BN looks ready to re-enter the fight, but landlord speaks first. Landlord: "Thank you, Don't Panic Llama. Enjoy the rest of your night." I smiled at them, closed my door and locked it. I could hear BN trying to argue with landlord, and could even hear her walk up and down my steps, wanting to knock on my door again. But landlord was firm. She had to pay for the bill herself. And after that, she had to let me park in the driveway too. TLDR, rude neighbor controls the shared driveway and doesn't allow me to park there for years. Hires a company to plow it and tries to stick me with half the bill. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for the stories. If you enjoyed them, head down to the description, go to their post and give them an upvote. It really does help us out when they're willing to share, so let's give some back. And with that, let's head over to the bonus with today's r/anti-MLM. Good morning. Today, she wanted to prepare her favorite shake. By the way, her favorite flavor is banana caramel.
Mommy, can I have Frosted Flakes for breakfast?
Sweetie, Mommy is $4,000 in debt from this stupid powder. Now drink banana caramel and lick it. It works. Before and after. This is just after 6 weeks. Wow, they didn't get any more pregnant after 6 weeks? Also, I liked how they completely changed the lighting from showing off all the details of the stomach to just a top light so it's all shaded on the bottom. Very crafty. Hello, I was calling in regards to your free TV ad on Craigslist. If this item is still available, I am interested. If not, thank you for your time anyways. Have a good day. Hi, someone used my number to create a fake ad on Craigslist about the TV. There's no TV, I'm sorry for the confusion. But I do sell Mary Kay cosmetics. So if you or anyone you know is interested, I can help you. Have a good day. These are people wanting a free TV. How do you expect them to pay for cosmetics if they're not willing to pay for a TV? Do you see where this is going? Hey ladies, so I accidentally got trapped into hosting a Mary Kay party. Put my name in a hat at the hospital for a prize for Nurse Week, got selected for a pampering session, and how I'm supposed to host a party. I'm not really into special facial care / makeup at all, so if no one is interested, I'll just cancel. But if a few people do want to come to a Mary Kay party, we can figure out a Saturday afternoon to have it. As a group of ladies getting together is always fun. I do have a set date tomorrow afternoon, so if you're interested, please let me know ASAP. They are so sneaky. Something similar happened to me once. Wait. Your prize was that you have to host a sales meeting for them to pitch to your friends? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Your new prize is a $10 Starbucks gift card. I'm texting it to you now. Please feel complete freedom to cancel on them. Though I agree, a group of ladies is always fun. But this sounds like a swindle more than a gift. Especially one deserving of nurses. Jesus, these MLMs are turning into real-life pop-ups. Congratulations, you won X amount of money to Walmart. That's what they're doing now. Good God, man. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider subscribing if you're new. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.